Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issues shaking up the bold and the beautiful as we head into a whirlwind of secrets, betrayal, and unexpected tragedy. If you've been following the 2025 storyline, you know that drama has reached new heights with the introduction of a mysterious new character, Daphne, portrayed by Muriel Hilaire. Her entrance was nothing short of explosive, and her departure, tragic, haunting, and wrapped in mystery, has left fans reeling. Daphne first appeared on The Bold and the Beautiful in early 2025 with a hidden agenda and a dangerous mission. Beautiful, seductive, and enigmatic, Daphne wasn't just a new face looking for love or redemption, she was a tool, a pawn in a deeper game orchestrated by none other than Steffy Forrester. Steffy, one of the fiercest and most strategic minds in the Forrester family, recruited Daphne with a very specific and personal goal: to seduce Carter Walton and ultimately manipulate him into giving up Forrester Creations, returning control back into the hands of Steffy and her father Ridge Forrester. From the moment Daphne locked eyes with Carter, it was clear she knew exactly how to play her part. Carter, a man of principle but also of passion, found himself quickly falling for Daphne's charm, unaware of the web being spun around him. Slowly but surely, Daphne chipped away at Carter's emotional walls. Her allure, her seeming vulnerability, and her carefully constructed persona drew him in deeper and deeper. And while her mission was coldly calculated, Daphne wasn't immune to the connection she began to feel. Perhaps there was a moment when she started to doubt her role, to feel conflicted about betraying a man who had opened his heart to her. Regardless of Daphne's internal conflict, her assignment was clear. She succeeded in making Carter question his loyalty and ultimately convinced him to relinquish control of Forrester Creations, fulfilling Steffy's plan. But as in every great soap opera, the truth is never buried for long. Secrets unravel, lies come to light, and those who orchestrate betrayal must eventually face the consequences. Unbeknownst to Carter, he was merely a pawn in a larger game. But secrets can't stay hidden forever, and even Steffy knew that. Though she initially felt triumphant in her success, her mind remained unsettled. She feared that one day the truth would emerge, that Daphne's involvement and her own manipulation would be exposed, and that Carter would feel the full sting of betrayal. Her instincts were correct, because the truth surfaced sooner than expected. It all began with a conversation, a careless moment between Steffy and Daphne, unaware that Carter was within earshot. Hidden just out of sight, Carter overheard the damning conversation. The truth about Daphne's mission, Steffy's betrayal, and how his emotions had been toyed with for corporate gain. The pain of that revelation cut deep. For Carter, it wasn't just about business, it was personal. The woman he had opened his heart to, the woman he trusted, had been lying all along. And worse, Steffy, his friend, his longtime ally, had set it all in motion. Devastated and furious, Carter confronted Daphne in private. What began as a confrontation filled with rage and betrayal quickly escalated into a heated shouting match. Emotions ran high, tempers flared, and in a moment of unrestrained anger, Carter made a tragic mistake: he shoved Daphne during their argument. It wasn't meant to be fatal. It was an accident, a result of the overwhelming tension that had built up. But Daphne lost her balance and fell down the staircase. Carter rushed to her side, but the damage had been done. Daphne lay motionless at the bottom of the stairs. Panic took hold. The man who had always stood for justice, integrity, and truth now found himself in an unthinkable position, standing over the lifeless body of the woman he once loved, whose betrayal had driven him to the edge. In a state of shock and fear, Carter made a desperate decision. Rather than call the authorities, rather than report the tragic accident, he chose to hide what had happened. He carried Daphne's body into the forest under cover of night, buried her in a shallow grave, and tried to convince himself that she had simply disappeared. He returned to his life, putting on a mask of normalcy, as if nothing had happened. But the weight of guilt is never light, and Carter soon found himself haunted, not only by what he had done, but by the growing fear that the truth would come out. Meanwhile, Steffi was the first to feel that something was wrong. Days had passed, and there was no sign of Daphne. Her phone went unanswered, her messages ignored. Steffi, deeply troubled and suspicious, contacted the police and reported Daphne as missing. The investigation began quietly, but soon picked up steam as the authorities realized that something sinister may have occurred. As detectives began tracing Daphne's last known whereabouts, the pressure mounted on Carter. Each question, each inquiry, pushed him closer to the edge. His carefully composed exterior began to crack. Friends and colleagues noticed his unease, his jittery behavior, and his tendency to disappear at odd hours. The walls were closing in. And then came the inevitable discovery. A hiker in the forest stumbled upon something strange, a freshly disturbed patch of earth, partially washed out by rain. Authorities were alerted, and the site was excavated. Daphne's body was recovered. The woman whose presence had shaken the foundations of Forrester Creations was now the center of a murder investigation. News of Daphne's death sent shockwaves through Los Angeles. Steffi was horrified, not just by the loss of the woman she had once manipulated, but by the realization that her actions had indirectly led to this tragedy. Ridge confronted his daughter, demanding to know the full truth. The Forrester family, already fractured by past scandals, now faced another devastating blow. As the investigation deepened, all eyes turned to Carter. Evidence began to mount. Surveillance footage, phone records, and inconsistencies in his story raised red flags. Carter found himself the prime suspect in Daphne's death. The man who had once stood as a pillar of virtue in the legal community now faced the possibility of arrest, trial, and life in prison. Fans across the world were stunned not only by the tragic fall of Carter Walton but also by the complex layers of deception that had brought him to this point. Daphne's mission had started as a calculated game, but it ended in death, heartbreak, and irreversible consequences. Muriel Hilaire, the talented actress who brought Daphne to life, took to social media shortly after the storyline aired to bid farewell to her fans. In an emotional post, she thanked the bold and the beautiful family, her co-stars, and the audience who embraced her character with such intensity. Though her time on the show was brief, her impact was profound. What comes next? Viewers are left on the edge of their seats as the investigation into Daphne's death intensifies. Will Carter confess the truth? Will Steffi come clean about her role in hiring Daphne, and will that make her an accessory to the events that followed? How will Ridge react to learning the full scope of his daughter's involvement? And will justice be served, or will more secrets continue to unravel, leading to even darker revelations? The storyline surrounding Daphne, Carter, and Steffi is one of the most gripping arcs in The Bold and the Beautiful's recent history. It explores themes of trust, betrayal, guilt, and redemption in the most explosive ways. As the saga unfolds, one thing is certain: no one in Los Angeles will ever be the same. Next, we will learn about the exciting developments in the world of The Bold and the Beautiful and what the future holds for this beloved CBS soap opera. The creative team behind The Bold and the Beautiful is already brainstorming spectacular storylines for the show's milestone 40th anniversary celebration in 2027. This momentous occasion will likely feature special episodes, returning characters, and nostalgic throwbacks to the soap's rich history. John McCook and Catherine Kelly Lang, who have been with the show since its very first episode, are expected to play central roles in these anniversary celebrations, bringing their decades of experience and character development to what will surely be an emotional television event. May sweeps are approaching rapidly, and fans are buzzing with theories about what dramatic twists await. The most prevalent speculation involves a potential breakup between Steffi and Finn, possibly creating an opening for a steam reunion as Liam continues to recover from his traumatic brain injury. These sweeps periods traditionally deliver shocking moments that reshape the canvas for months to come, and with Steffi already spending considerable time at Liam's bedside, the groundwork appears to be laid for significant relationship shifts. The current storylines have created fascinating family dynamics, particularly with Luna's newfound freedom causing complications for her grandmother Sheila. This intergenerational conflict showcases the soap's ability to weave family connections across decades of storytelling. Sheila's prioritization of her granddaughter demonstrates the character's evolution while maintaining her signature manipulative tendencies, creating a complex portrayal that viewers find endlessly compelling. The Forrester-Logan feud has reached new heights following the corporate takeover orchestrated by Hope and Carter. Though Forrester Creations has returned to its rightful leadership, the emotional damage inflicted on both families continues to reverberate throughout Los Angeles. Ridge and Brooke's relationship has once again fallen victim to business machinations and family loyalty tests, demonstrating how the show continues to find fresh angles on its core conflicts even after decades on air. Liam's medical crisis has become a focal point of recent episodes, with his brain injury creating both physical and emotional challenges. His vulnerability has opened the door for Steffi's supportive presence, rekindling feelings that many viewers thought had been permanently extinguished. This storyline exemplifies how the show excels at using health crises to re-examine character relationships and priorities, often leading to surprising romantic developments. Beyond the Gates, another CBS daytime drama, is anticipated to receive a similar multi-year renewal, solidifying the network's commitment to its soap opera lineup. This programming stability reflects the enduring popularity of daytime serials despite the changing television landscape and increased streaming competition. The network's investment in these shows demonstrates their continued cultural relevance and dedicated viewership. The Bold and the Beautiful recently celebrated its 38th anniversary, a remarkable achievement in television longevity. The celebration highlighted the program's consistent ability to captivate audiences with glamorous fashion, business intrigue, and romantic entanglements. Few television programs can claim such staying power, particularly in the increasingly fragmented entertainment marketplace where viewer attention is divided among countless options. The 3-season renewal announced for The Bold and the Beautiful ensures the show will continue through the 2027 to 2028 television season, encompassing its 40th anniversary. This multi-year commitment provides the writing team with the security to develop long-term storylines and character arcs without fear of premature cancellation. The extended renewal follows the 4-year commitment previously granted to sister soap The Young and the Restless, creating stability across CBS's daytime drama lineup. The continued success of The Bold and the Beautiful and The Young and the Restless on CBS represents a bright spot in the daytime television landscape, where many soap operas have faced cancellation over the past 2 decades. This thriving environment allows for creative storytelling, character development, and the maintenance of traditions that have defined the genre since its inception. As other networks have reduced their soap opera offerings, CBS has maintained its commitment to the format. Viewers have been anxiously awaiting news about The Bold and the Beautiful's future, especially after seeing The Young and the Restless secure its extended renewal earlier in 2024. The confirmation of 3 additional seasons brings relief to the dedicated fan base who have invested years, and sometimes decades, following the trials and tribulations of the Forrester and Logan families. This renewal ensures that the intergenerational storytelling that has defined the program will continue for the foreseeable future. Next, we will learn about the incredible journey of Anukica Noel, the talented actress behind Hope Logan on The Bold and the Beautiful, and how she's navigating personal challenges while achieving professional recognition. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network, captivating audiences with its dramatic storylines and compelling performances. Fans eagerly tune in to follow the evolving narratives and the emotional journeys of their favorite characters. The show has provided not only entertainment for viewers but also a stable foundation for its cast members, including Anukica Noel, whose personal life has seen significant upheaval recently. When asked about bringing a lucky charm to award ceremonies, Anukica revealed her Boston roots with characteristic humor. "I'm known to be wicked superstitious." This charming admission offers a glimpse into her personality beyond the screen, connecting her professional presence to her personal background. She also noted that this nomination experience differs significantly from previous ones, explaining, "It is my first time being nominated while not in a pandemic. When I was nominated for Supporting Actress in 2020, it was at the height of the lockdown, so it was a bit of a bizarre scenario over Zoom where you had to pre-record a video that they would play if you won." The contrast between virtual ceremonies and in-person celebrations highlights how the entertainment industry has evolved through recent challenging times. The 2024 Daytime Emmy Awards nomination for Outstanding Lead Actress came as a bright spot during a difficult period for Anukica. She described this recognition as sunshine after the storm, a poetic metaphor that encapsulates how professional validation can provide emotional comfort during personal turmoil. The timing of this honor seems particularly meaningful given the challenges she's been navigating off-screen. Despite finding new love after breaking up with her fiancé last year, Anukica's personal journey hasn't been without its complications. Relationships require healing and rebuilding after significant endings, and balancing this emotional work with the demands of a high-profile acting career presents unique challenges. The resilience she demonstrates mirrors some of the strength exhibited by her character, Hope Logan, creating an interesting parallel between actress and role. The Bold and the Beautiful has served as an anchor for Anukica during personal turbulence. She eloquently expressed this sentiment, saying, "While my life was blowing up, this show was a constant. I could depend on it. I would come in, pour my heart into the work, and was supported by the cast and crew around me. They had my back." This powerful testimony speaks to the unique environment of daytime television production, where the consistent schedule and close-knit community can provide stability during life's unpredictable moments. Anukica further reflected on the nature of daytime television with the profound observation that that's the thing about daytime. It doesn't stop for life. This insight reveals the double-edged sword of working in soap operas. The relentless production schedule continues regardless of personal circumstances, which can be both challenging and comforting. The show must go on, creating both pressure and purpose during difficult times. Hope Logan's character has undergone significant transformation over the past year, mirroring Anukica's own personal evolution. The synchronicity between character development and actor experience often creates a unique resonance that viewers can sense, even without knowing the behind-the-scenes reality. The emotional authenticity Anukica brings to her role may be enhanced by her personal experiences, channeling real feelings into fictional scenarios. The support system Anukica found among her colleagues demonstrates the family-like bonds that can form within long-running television productions. Cast and crew relationships often transcend professional connections, creating a network of understanding and encouragement that helps navigate both on-set challenges and personal difficulties. This solidarity becomes particularly valuable during times of emotional vulnerability. Anukica's openness about her struggles in her interview with Soap Opera Digest reveals a willingness to be vulnerable with fans. By sharing her personal challenges, she creates a more authentic connection with viewers who may be experiencing similar difficulties in their own lives. This transparency humanizes the actress behind the beloved character and reminds audiences that behind the glamour of television, Performers face the same emotional hurdles as everyone else. The juxtaposition of professional recognition and personal hardship in Anukica's recent experience highlights the complex reality of life in the entertainment industry. Success and struggle often coexist, creating a nuanced emotional landscape that defies simple categorization. Her ability to continue delivering compelling performances while processing personal pain speaks to her professionalism and dedication to her craft. As viewers continue to follow Hope Logan's journey on screen, they now have a deeper appreciation for the woman who brings her to life. Anukica's resilience in the face of personal challenges adds another dimension to her performances, perhaps infusing her portrayal with additional emotional depth and authenticity. The boundary between fiction and reality blurs in these moments of parallel transformation. The Bold and the Beautiful community eagerly anticipates both Anukica's Emmy ceremony appearance and her character's continuing storyline developments. This dual anticipation demonstrates how invested audiences become in both the fictional narratives and the real lives of the performers who create them. The upcoming episodes promise to deliver more of the emotional storytelling that has made this show a daytime television staple for decades.